Hello, another episode of Working with Sybil. Sybil, this is my I call Sybil this piano Sybil because it's got pin block issues. Pin block is what's under here. Those are all the pins. They look nice, and it's funny. They look more organized and cleaner and neater on the screen than they actually do in person. And you can see this is the condition in which I got this piano, and you can see that I don't know, doesn't look like a major spill, but there's something there. But that's not where the problem. There's another something there, but it doesn't look like it was, like a big cup of coffee or something. But one way or the other, this piano was made in at least 50 years ago, and some of the tuning pins you can see they are rusted at the top. I was told that's nickel. And some of the pins, the left pin on a set of chords, on a set of keys, they don't quite hold in place. So I heard that there are a couple of octaves that are out, and we're not going to take too much time to do this. But I'm going to give you the general gist of what to do. And you see right here, I don't know what this is called, this little space right here. But this is, my music desk just comes in and out. It's worn out the paint in a couple of places because I just keep having to tune it. Because this instrument is basically made of wood, except for the metal frame. And even metal changes with temperature, especially the strings. So the strings, in combination with the wood changing because of humidity and temperature, if you don't have, after a while, all that water shifting in and out causes changes in the frequencies of tones being made by the strings. So you have to adjust them, and that's what's called a tuning. When they don't do it uniformly, how could you? So many different strings taking different amounts of pressure and different pieces. What you have to do is set them up with some kind of standard. And I've already done that. And I'm not going to go through the whole process of thorough regulation, which is called a pitch raise. I'm just going to try to correct a couple of notes, like this F. We can hear it. Well, these two lower Fs, F1 and F2, you can hear the waves. You can't hear the waves there. You can hear between the second F and the third F. And that's what we're going to fix. So, easiest way to do that is to, you can't use the tuning app because of they use the term inharmonicity. I like to think of it as a fingerprint. Despite the same design, no two pianos are going to come out the same because they're made out of wood. Trees, it's the same. It's not like making plastic. it's not like making a digital piano. You're not going to get the same sound no matter what you do. It's like twins. Let's say you have twin sisters, twin brothers. They may look absolutely the same. They may sound the same, but they're not going to get the same score on a test. Okay, so what you do is make sure that your F is good. I don't have, my tuning app is on this phone, so I can't actually go to it. So I'll find an F. This is F4, and you play F5. You play them together. That's respectable. Maybe off by a little bit, but like I said, I don't have my app, so I can't. All right. So we take the next pair, lower. Now I'm not going to mess with that. That again, that could be just a little bit, but we're not going to play with it because it's close enough. You know, this is just a so you can play fix one or two strings, so when you play, you don't have to deal with it. Okay, let's do this F because I hear a little bit of beating in the last video. First video I put up on this channel, I heard beating that I didn't hear when I made it. So I just want to make sure that that doesn't happen here. Okay. You put the mutes in on this piano, which is, you know, smallest you can get for a grand. And put them as close to the frame as possible, and stay out of the way of the hammer. No, I'm not gonna change that. All right, let's just check the left. Now, there's a slight, when you tune the piano just right, there's a slight sizzle. And well, let's just take it out just for example. You hear that? That's just before the sizzle. That's what I call the winter squeak. You don't hear those. I don't hear those squeaks in the summertime. And you hear there's a slight sizzle to that. So it's a little loud. I have to come back. It's funny. I went down, then came back up. I mean, you heard it. that's this piano. That's why I call it simple. All right, left string is good. Let's, you know, sometimes I switch positions when I'm tuning. I go down, so I switch positions and just switch the mute once I have two, just to hear two strings ring each time, and then everything should be perfect, right? If you match left to the center and then right to the center when you take out the mute, everything should be beautiful. Okay, now we go to the other string. And we're going to the other key. This is F2, and we're going to play F2 and F3 together. place to hear whether things are actually happening is at the end. At least I do. Of course, that makes it more difficult because you have to wait for it to happen. But okay. Now let's pull the other one and see what we get. Top string, left string, I'm going to make the right string match. See what I mean? About at the end, there's less to hear because it's not as loud. I didn't hear much beating there. Let's see what happens. It may not be perfect, but it's a lot better. Okay. Let's see about these C's. I remember them not being great. Okay, you play thirds. Try that third with the F. Let's see what that A produces. A is good, see? It's tricky. Let's play the hand and see how it sounds. Despite what you want to do, you can always accelerate. You want to do it, have things come out nice and smooth. Slow practice. Well, I'm going to play my little favorite ending piece. There we go. The F is off. The G is off. I should try the F sharp. Ooh. Alright, looks like I did a tuning and stopped there, or everything shifted from there, because that's 3 chromatically, that's 3 in a row. Let's try the E. Not horrible, it could be a little better. So it's just a little open, it's not. No, actually that sounds good. You know, I forget which player said it, but he thinks that everybody should be traded to wake themselves up. Because when you get to a new team, you hear things that maybe you haven't had heard before, but you didn't employ. You didn't pay attention. You didn't listen, as they say. Because when you listen, you hear it and you do it. And when you're not listening, you just hear it and you blow it off. But when you hear things the second time from a different person, you pay attention. And it's not that I didn't believe. I didn't actually know what setting the pen. I thought that setting the pen, when you were setting the pen, it was what you do with the hammer, and you do it with the hammer, but it's a pen setting. It's more of a impact instead of tuning. That means you take a pen, take a special hammer that goes over the pen, and you knock it a few small, couple of microns deeper into the wood so the pen holds. And I did that with this E, and it sounds like a string. For the longest time, it was sounding like a horn. And, well, it saved me a lot of angst and stress. Thank you, Peter Ravel, for being more specific about setting the pen. He says, yeah, just get a hammer, find a small hammer, and tap the pin down. Now, I used, first I used the kalimba hammer that comes in your tuning kit. Well, some people have a little hammer in there, and I have one. But that didn't seem to do that much. It was being a little too safe. So I used the back of the tuning hammer. And, I didn't slam it. You just tapped it just enough to know that it wouldn't do any damage, but if it worked, it worked. And that's what's happened with this E. I didn't want to think about, he said after that, larger tuning pins. And that would be that's a pain when you're tuning. You'd have to use at least two different hammers, because you'd have different pins. But I couldn't, after just getting this piano, I couldn't stand to be without it. Oh, I've been playing digital for the longest time. Alex Manasian, part of the pianist for the Hanky Panky Trio, gave me some advice. He said he'd rather play any beat up acoustic than any digital piano. And it's so true. You play bass on this, and you sustain the note. That doesn't sound good. I thought I just fixed that. Oh, I fixed this. That's relatively better. But this. Well, you see, that's the thing about it. If you tune in octaves, now you see, this is tricky. This end, when you get down this low, I'm not promising you anything, but I heard that isn't good, so I have to try. The good thing about this is that this F is only one string. It's only one string, so I should be able to fix that, right? Never tuned bass strings. When you loosen them, at least on this piano, I don't know about the rest of them. Oh wow, it's funny. I'm looking at the grooves here on the bass strings, and you know how close I can get and make it apparent. Where's F? Okay. You take a look at the groove on F. That's F sharp, but take a look at the next diatonic key, G. Grooves does tend to be just a little bit deeper on the white notes than the accidentals. Okay. Well, 25 minutes doing this, coming up on 26. Let's just hear these Fs. Let's try it again. give you my father's cutting buddy.